I want to talk to you a little bit about why I can't make video game deals like I used to. Before we get into that though, if you guys don't mind, I want to tell you about my new podcast. It's called the Pocket Change Podcast. I have the link down below. If you guys like listening to reseller talk, some joking and having fun, check it out. This is a new podcast that I just joined. It's with Dan in Demand and Joe Philly Picker. Go check out their channels as well. They can teach you a lot about reselling on their channels. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll get notifications when we put out a new episode. All right, so I had an interesting deal on Facebook that just went down yesterday. This was interesting because I'm going to put the picture right here. There was not a lot of information on this listing. It was in a town really close to me, but they just said we have an Xbox and a Wii and miscellaneous items. Make an offer. Which, when they say make an offer, guys, I don't care. I'm not afraid. I'm coming in at an offer that's comfortable for me. So I offered him $30 based on the fact that there was no information on this listing except for there's an Xbox and a Wii untested with some miscellaneous items. He responded with, if you can give me 40, it's yours. And I said, I can't. And then I meant to type it all out and I accidentally hit enter. And so it went through. And then I followed up with, I can't without knowing what games are there. Then he responded, I got more stuff, but I'll need more than 40 for that stuff. I'll put the chat up here so you know exactly what was said between the two of us, get an idea of exactly how the deal went down. So when I say I can't, the point is I cannot make that guy a deal without knowing what games are in there. Once I saw what games are in there, now I can make a deal. I can send him a good offer. I do want to talk about where video games are at right now. So video games are in a very weird place. Their value is down on eBay and across all platforms. They're no longer the pandemic pricing is what I'd like to call it. Prices in general are down. Nintendo Wii's are down. Video game consoles, systems, everything are down. I have a Nintendo 64 that I've had for a while that just a year ago would have sold as quick as you can imagine as soon as I listed it, but right now I just had to reduce the price on it because it's not moving. Video game prices are down, but in the same breath, they're still hard to find. People are still going out and asking at every yard sale, hey, do you have video games? If something pops up on Facebook, it usually sells right away, but you have to be careful now because they're down. 2 years ago, you could sell a Wii for almost $100. Now, you're lucky to get $35 for a Nintendo Wii. That's way down. I can't go and offer this guy a ton of money for this lot because you have to be careful, but they're still being picked heavily, so it's kind of a weird place to be in. I always try to be nice in these negotiations. I don't ever want to upset the person. I want to try to get the price I want, and the best way to do that is to be nice. So I said I would like to make an offer, but again, I can't without knowing exactly what games are there, but I will make an offer if you can show me what games. So he sent me this video, and in this video I saw 3 games that are must-haves for the PlayStation 2. So there was the new console was a PlayStation 2, and then he showed me all the games, and I saw 3 must-have games for the PlayStation 2 that are worth quite a bit of money. So after seeing those games, some people will say, well, you lowballed him, blah. His post says make an offer. I'm going to make the offer that I want to make. If you put that out there to make an offer, then I'm going to put out the offer that I want to make. You can counter, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not lowballing you. I'm making you the offer that I want to make. So I offered him $70 forever. And that's a discussion for a whole nother time. Some people will say that's unethical, that I screwed this guy over. Know what you're selling. Put a price on it if you don't want to get lowballed. Bottom line, in my opinion. So I offered him $70, which is not chump change. That's money. $70 for everything. He came back with, can you do 75? Yes, I can do 75. I expected a counter. I actually expected a higher counter offer. He had countered at 75. Yes, I can do 75. So I drove 20 minutes to the town, bought the lot, and now we're going to take a look at everything that I bought in the lot. And as you can see, there's a decent amount of games. And there's some good titles. They're not sports titles. They're good titles. There's some not so good titles, but there's some good titles. There's some average titles. You got the 3 consoles, which is great. 3 consoles. You got an Xbox. You got a Nintendo Wii, and you got a PlayStation 2. Your money is in the Xbox and the PS2. The PS2, if it works, which he says it did, should get me into the break even on the deal. These are the 3 games that made me do this deal. The Silent Hill games are highly sought after, and they have really good value. Now, in the case of these Silent Hill games, which are very rare, popular title, they are not down. Those games are still selling at a good value because they're so rare, so highly sought and collectible. So you can still do good on games like the Silent Hill game. Know what you're buying. Make sure you're checking eBay sale comps that are recent, because pricing is down and you still have a ton of competition. So it's hard because you got to be quick. You still got to get a deal done quick. You can't let that item just sit, because someone else will come by and scoop it up. They will, because video games are still highly sought after. It's just knowing what you're buying so you're not overpaying on an item that isn't worth what it used to be worth.